What's up, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into the story of one instrument that went from a kind of weird new invention to an absolute icon of cool.
You know that feeling, right? You're listening to a track, everything's going great, and then bam! This one sound kicks in that just makes everything feel epic. It's the kind of sound that makes you feel cooler just by listening to it. But what is that sound?
Yep, a lot of the time, that secret ingredient is the saxophone. For decades, it's been the official sound of cool, and today, we're going to figure out exactly how that happened.
To get it, we have to go way back to the beginning, to the guy who actually made it. And honestly, you should think of him less like some stuffy old inventor and more like a game developer who is about to drop a brand new character into the world of music.
So picture this, it's the 1840s, and this Belgian inventor, Adolphe Sax, looks at the world of music. He sees two main character classes. You've got your powerful, loud brass instruments, and you've got your fast, nimble woodwinds. And he just thought, what if I could combine their powers? The result was the saxophone, a total hybrid. It's got the metal body of a brass horn, but you play it with a little wooden reed like a woodwind. Nobody had ever seen anything like it.
So what are the specs on this thing? How does it actually work? Come on, let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside.
Okay, so it's actually a pretty simple system. First, you blow air into the mouthpiece, right? That makes a tiny wooden reed vibrate like crazy. That vibration then sends a sound wave shooting down the tube of the instrument. And then, as you press the keys, you're basically changing the layout of the level for that sound wave. A shorter path equals a higher note, and a longer path means a lower one. Easy enough, right?
But here is the secret sauce. It's this word embouchure. It's just a fancy term for the specific way a player shakes their mouth and their lips. Think of it like the custom user settings in a video game. Two people can be playing the exact same character, but by tweaking their settings, their embouchure, they can create a totally unique, personalized sound. And this customization is key. It's what gives the sax such an incredible emotional range.
And just like in any good game, you don't just get one character, you get to choose your fighter. There are 4 main types of saxophones, and each one has its own unique vibe and its own special moves.
So let's check out the squad. First, you've got the soprano. It's small, bright, and high-pitched, kind of like the speedy, agile scout of the team. Then there's the alto, which is probably the one you've seen the most. It's your classic, versatile, all-rounder hero. Next up, the tenor. It's bigger, with a deep, warm, powerful sound. That's your heavy-hitting brawler. And finally, oh man, the baritone. It's huge, with this super low, booming sound. This thing is basically the final boss of the sax world.
The saxophone was already pretty cool on its own, but it was the rise of jazz music that really turned it into a legend. Jazz musicians found this new instrument and realized, wait a minute, this is the ultimate power-up. This is the tool we can use to completely hack the rules of music.
So why was it so perfect for jazz? Well, for starters, it has a huge range of notes, and it's incredibly expressive, which means players could make it sound like it was singing, or crying, or even screaming. They could even bend notes, sliding between them in a way that felt totally fresh. It could be super loud for a solo, or really soft and smooth for a melody. But the most important thing? It gave every single player their own unique voice.
And this right here perfectly explains the biggest hack of them all, improvisation. See, playing normal sheet music is kind of like following a video game's code exactly how the developer wrote it. But jazz improvisation, that's like being a hacker who writes their own code, live in the middle of the game. It's all about creating something new on the spot, and the saxophone was the perfect tool to do it.
So, with this new power-up in their hands, a whole generation of pro-level players showed up. And these weren't just good musicians, these were absolute legends. They were the GOATs, the greatest of all time, and they pushed the saxophone to its absolute limits. Okay, first up, Charlie Parker. This dude was a certified genius. His mind and his fingers moved so fast, it was like he was playing with all his stats maxed out. He was creating these super complex, lightning-fast melodies right there on the spot, and he completely changed the game for everyone who came after him. And then you've got someone like John Coltrane. If Charlie Parker was the speedrunner, Coltrane was the deep explorer. He would go on these long, intense musical journeys in his solos, discovering new sounds and harmonies, like he was exploring uncharted territory on the musical map that no one had ever seen before.
Now here's the most important part. Players like Parker and Coltrane, they took Adolphe Sax's invention and they turned it into a true icon. They made the saxophone a symbol of freedom, of creativity, and of ultimate, undeniable cool.
And that influence is still going, stronger than ever. For over 180 years, this instrument has been a constant in music, always evolving and adapting with the times.
And don't think for a second the sax is some old relic. It is still totally in the game today. You hear it in those huge rock and roll anthems, you hear it in catchy pop songs, in soulful blues and R&B, and even in epic movie scores and TV commercials. Its voice is literally everywhere. Because that power to express pure emotion, that's timeless.
So if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. This whole story started with one person, Adolphe Sax, who just had a clever idea to combine two things. And that single invention ended up giving millions of people a brand new voice to express themselves and, in the process, completely change the sound of the world.
And that kind of leads to one last thought. Adolphe Sax's invention was a total game changer for his time. It really makes you wonder what new tool or new technology or new idea is going to be the saxophone for your generation. What are you going to use to find your voice?